And Alexandra stared at the large, dusty box. It sat on her bed, a mountain of intrigue. Her father had just left, a twinkle in his eye and a promise on his lips. "It's time," he'd said. "This is for you." Now, Alexandra couldn't wait to uncover its secrets. She carefully peeled back the tape. Inside, nestled in faded velvet, was an old computer. It looked ancient, like something out of a museum. Its keys were yellowed, and the screen was dark, lifeless. A shiver of excitement ran down Alexandra's spine. This was no ordinary gift. Alexandra traced a finger across the smooth, cold plastic. The computer hummed faintly beneath her touch. It was as if it recognized her, welcoming her. She knew, with a certainty that defied logic, that this was something special, something meant just for her. She carefully lifted the computer from its box. It was heavier than she expected, a solid weight in her small arms. Alexandra placed it gently on her desk, her heart pounding with anticipation. What secrets did this mysterious machine hold? And what did her father mean by "it's time"? Alexandra spent what felt like hours examining the computer. She dusted it off, her fingers tracing the faded logo on its surface. It was a brand she didn't recognize, a name lost to time. The keyboard, though worn, seemed inviting. She found the power button, a small, almost invisible indentation. With a deep breath, Alexandra pressed it. The computer whirred to life, the screen flickering before bursting into a pale blue light. Alexandra gasped. The computer was alive. Lines of code, green and glowing, scrolled across the screen. Alexandra didn't understand the words, but she felt their power. It was like a secret language whispering to her from a distant past. She leaned closer, her breath catching in her throat. The scrolling stopped. On the screen, a single message blinked into existence. "Alexandra," it read. "Are you ready to begin?" Alexandra's heart pounded in her chest. This was no ordinary computer. It knew her name. Alexandra stared at the message, her mind racing. Who was talking to her? Was it the computer itself? Or something else, something beyond her understanding? Fear pricked at her, but it was quickly overshadowed by a burning curiosity. She had so many questions. What did it mean, begin? Begin what? And why had her father chosen to give her this strange and wonderful machine? Was it a test? A game? Or something more? Her fingers hovered over the keyboard. Could she trust this? Should she reply? A part of her, a small, cautious voice, urged her to turn it off, to pretend she'd never seen this message. But a stronger, more insistent voice whispered that she had to know more. Taking a deep breath, Alexandra typed a single word, her finger trembling slightly on the enter key. "Yes," she typed. The moment she pressed enter, the screen flickered again. The blue light intensified, bathing the room in its glow. The screen went dark. Alexandra held her breath, her heart pounding. What had she done? Had she made a mistake? Just when she thought the computer had shut down, a new message appeared. This time, it wasn't a question. It was an instruction. "Alexandra," it read, "you have been chosen. A great task awaits you. Are you brave enough to accept?" Below the message, 2 buttons glowed: accept and decline. Alexandra's mind reeled. Chosen? For what? What great task awaited her? This was all too much. It felt like something out of her favorite adventure books, the ones where ordinary children stumbled upon magical secrets and embarked on dangerous quests. But this was real. Or was it? Her gaze flickered between the 2 buttons. Could she walk away? Could she ignore this call to adventure, this plea for bravery? Alexandra bit her lip, a wave of uncertainty washing over her. What if this was a prank, a cruel joke? What if it wasn't the computer talking to her, but someone else, someone trying to trick her? Her father's words echoed in her mind. "It's time." Had he known about this? Was he a part of this strange game? 1,000 questions swirled in her head, each one adding to her confusion. She looked at the computer, its screen glowing like a beacon in the dim room. It seemed to pulse with an energy she couldn't explain, an energy that both scared and exhilarated her. The longer she stared at the buttons, the more she realized she couldn't ignore this. The message felt too real, too urgent. Something inside her, a spark of something she didn't know she possessed, urged her forward. Alexandra took a deep breath, steeling her nerves. She couldn't explain it, but she knew she couldn't turn away. This was her adventure, her chance to prove herself. Maybe it was crazy, maybe it was dangerous, but she had to know more. With a determined glint in her eye, Alexandra moved the mouse cursor to the accept button. Her finger hovered over the left button, a silent promise hanging in the air. She closed her eyes and clicked. The room was engulfed in a blinding light. When Alexandra opened her eyes, she found herself staring at a blank screen. The message, the buttons, everything was gone. Had it worked? Had she made the right choice? Suddenly, a new line of text appeared, slow and deliberate. It read, "Welcome, Alexandra. Your journey begins now."